Alright folks, good morning and welcome back to Mouteki.com. It is Tuesday, May 25th, just around 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time here. What we're going to talk about first off, as our plan A, is the Aussie New Zealand, and then follow through with the Euro Swiss franc, taking a look at that pair also. What I'm looking at here on the Aussie New Zealand is the fact that this market has breached a dominant line of supply in the market. We can see that happening. We can see the violation here of the market on the 1 hour compression. Also, what we're seeing here is demand supporting the overall direction of this market that we're looking to trade, and that is north. And you can currently see a bounce that has occurred on the demand line once again by the market. So again, what we look to trade is the violation of a supply or demand line. We have that violation right here, and also what we look to trade is the continued support or resistance from a supply and demand line, and we have the continued support from demand here. So we have a good scenario here on the Aussie New Zealand setting up. So what our job next is to do is take it down to the smaller compressions and look for a opportunity to get a trade entry on the setup. So what I'm looking at here on the Aussie New Zealand, first and foremost, is I like to see my line of demand here continued respect in this market. Okay, now I'm on the half-hour compression, and basically what I'm looking for here to occur is for this turn to be taken by the market and to see a payment of the 161.8 up above. Now next, let's talk about that 161.8 up above. Now notice here, what we're looking at is the line of supply in this market that was once governing the direction of the market that was south, until at this point here we saw a break up above the market to the 100% fib expansion. Now, analyzing my movements north that I have available, when I take a look at this movement north, what I can see here is overall that there was a massive retracement on this pair. Remember, I'm not interested ever in analyzing pairs that break past my 61.8 fib expansion. So what my next point would be from the point here up to this point. Nice movement there, but once again you can see the market has come back here and has created a low below the potential 61.8 retracement of this movement here. I don't need to put my retracements up because I can visually see that has occurred. Now next, moving on here, what I would like to look at is this movement, just give it one click, is this movement that we have in here. Okay, and what we can see here, let's go ahead and erase these. What we can see I have already on my screen is initial movement here on 30-minute compression. We could even take it down further to the 15 so we have a better view of price action. Okay, because that is very important when establishing your initial movements, because you want to be in harmony with the market's respect. So here we have strong initial movement visible on the 15-minute compression. When I set my retracements, I definitely have a retracement in there, most likely to a 23.6 area. Let's go ahead and put those up. So what you can now see is that it was a 382 retracement. From that 382 retracement, what we have seen is this market take out further expansion levels. And you can see here respect at the 61.8. Not necessarily massive respect, but consolidation in there on the 15-minute compression that holds it, and then we get that price action boom that takes us perfectly to the 100% fib expansion. Now from this point, what we want to do is set our retracements to this level at the market. We place those on the screen, and what you can see now is that we're dealing with retracements in this level. Coming off of the initial 100% fib expansion, we've seen 382. Now what we've seen here is this market create several attempts to break above the 100% fib expansion. It has not been able to do that, and what we've seen here is a deep retracement occur on this pair. Now what is interesting is that you can see here is that this what we can see here is that this market is currently respecting the levels of the demand line that we had pointed out earlier. So what we're looking at also is a potential for a 61.8 retracement off of the initial entire 1 hour movement that we have pointed out. So back to stating the facts, what we have seen this market create is an initial movement. We've seen a retracement. We've seen a confirmation to the 100% fib expansion. We're seeing a struggle here of the market at the 100% fib expansion area, but also furthermore what we're seeing here is that this market is creating a retracement, a 61.8 retracement, and from this area what it has met is, and created I should say furthermore, is the line of demand that is acting as support, because this line has not been violated. Showing that this market is not violating that line of demand is showing me that this market is wanting to continue traveling north. I have that 161.8 fib expansion sitting up above, as you can see, and basically to the point, what I would be looking for here on the Aussie New Zealand to make my trade entry is I would be looking for the continuation here on this movement. Let me take it down to the 5 minute and just show you something. We can definitely see a battle is happening here. Just look 10 minutes ago what we had here on this pair. We had about a 30 pip candle north, and then we saw the immediate spillback south on this pair. What I'm going to look for is for price action to come into this market, but not only to come in, but to continue and give me a high up above this point right here at this market, because what that would show me then is that this market is going to continue making higher highs. We have had a high here, we've had a higher high, we've had a higher high, and now what I want to see is this market make above here. I would get in on price action and the breach of this level right here, showing me my fourth point of a higher high in the market, and I would look for overall to take out the 161.8 up above that we talked about. Now, this would be a great opportunity here because you can see by taking your crosshair, when you measure out potential buys up above the high at this level to the 161.8, you're looking at around 120 pips, okay? And then also what you would say is, let's take a look the other way and say how much would I be risking taking your stop and putting it below that demand line. You'd be able to get about a 55-60 pip. So you're looking at minimum 1 to 2 risk reward ratio, which is a great opportunity here, especially considering that it is looking for around a 120 pip potential profit. So that's what we have on the Aussie New Zealand. I'm going to keep an eye on this. Again, what I'm looking for finally wrapping up this pair is the break of this level here at around the 1.2310 price level on the Aussie New Zealand. Once I see that and price action is dominant, then I'll look to get in. Furthermore, if I see a break of the line here of demand in this market, okay, you can see on my 1 hour compression, if I see a break of this line of demand at this point here, then I will not be interested in buying this market at no point. But furthermore, what I'll be interested in is looking for a sell in this market. And the reason why I'm saying that is because take a look at what we have happening here. Again, we want to look at this movement here and say what's happening here. We're starting to see patterns in here, and let's take a look at our fib expansions, line them up. Okay, we still have not achieved the potential area in the market that we've taken out, and coming to this point here, what do we see? Okay, let me go ahead and make that, and what we see here is a healthy initial movement. We see a retracement in here to around the 23.6. From there, we see the market take out a 61.8. From here, we see a retracement in this market, and from that level, what we see is this market attempt here to take out that 100% fib expansion. From that 100% fib expansion, we've seen a massive 61.8 plus retracement, and let's go ahead and just gauge that out so we're sure we're with the market's timings. And let's just take a look here and see. What we can see here is that we do have a penetration of 50 plus pips on that. So what that means is that we cannot look to trade this because overall there is not harmony in what the market is telling me from point A down to point B. So I will not be looking for it because the harmony is broken there by the 60 plus breach on that. So as a matter of fact, I will not be interested in selling this pair on the downside topple. I would just be interested in looking for bounces north on the pair. So downside, no interest at this time. Just looking for the continuation here that I pointed out once again that we'll look to trade. And let's move on here to a setup on the Euro Swiss franc. Taking a look here at the Euro Swiss franc. Now I've made this my plan B, even though it's a nice technical setup because fundamentally sound. I'm not too enthusiastic on buying into the euro at this point. I decided to stay on the sideline, but I like this technically, so I'm going to make this a plan B for the day. And the reason why I like this is because look on this 1 hour compression of the Euro Swiss franc, this dominant line of supply that we've seen here in this market. Notice those 4 strong points and then the continuation of resistance at this level. Now what we have seen this market do is create a breach of the level of supply. And taking a look at our smaller compressions here, what we can see just taking the 15 minute is potential that we're starting to see respect of Fibonacci's in here. And the reason why I say this is because taking this as our start point, price action in here is showing us a nice movement up to around that area of the supply line, retracement in here to the 61.8, and now we've seen the market progress up to the 1% fib expansion levels. We're seeing a very rapid movement in here on the Euro Swiss franc south at this point, which is showing me potentially that the breach there was not going to continue off up above. But at the same time, what I would be looking for here is potentially to readjust my retracement levels. And I'll say that this, if this was indeed a valid 100% fib expansion payout, that this market should now rest at my level of expansions. Let's go ahead and change those colors so we can depict the difference very quickly here. Okay, and there you can see what I'm talking about. So what I would be looking for here and say to myself is, okay, if this market does make a bounce at one of these retracement levels, and I do see strong price action supporting, and I do see a breach up above here, then I will look to enter and I will look for the completion movement of the 161.8. Even though that's just around 40 pips, hey folks, that could be the payday for you that you're looking for today to start your trading day. Okay, and furthermore, that's what I would look for here on the Euro Swiss franc as a plan B. Looking for the fib bounce to come in at the current retracements that I have, and a continuation violation of the previous level at the 142.95 price level, getting in there for the payment to around the 143.40 price level on the Euro Swiss franc. So that's what we have. Good luck and happy trading.